But we didn't tell you. We were actually supposed to go back onto the ship.
The grass is greener on the other side.
It has a limit and it has an end date.
Will it ever get to a point where I don't have to stress about bureaucracy?
What do we even do with that?
Hey everybody.
Welcome back to our channel.
I'm Will.
I'm Morgan.
I'm Swedish.
I'm American.
We're currently living in Gothenburg, Sweden.
Just trying to navigate life as an international couple with our little pup, Callie.
She's currently napping, so she's like, put me down.
Let me be.
The last couple of weeks have been very eventful for us.
We try to share genuinely what's happening in our lives on our channel. We wanted this to be a documentation of our journey with me migrating. Is that the right word?
Immigrating?
Immigrating?
Migrating is probably the word, yeah.
Migrating to Sweden from America. As you saw, my residency application got approved a couple weeks ago.
Such a good start to the year.
I know we've brought that up in every video now. It's been like the highlight of the year. It really happened in perfect timing for us because we were actually supposed to go back onto the ship.
In all honesty, after the pandemic hit and we were sent off the ship, separated for several months, we never thought we'd go back. So when the offer came, we were like, okay, maybe this is the next step. But then after being back for 3 months, we realized that maybe this is not
It
it.
happened to be the only option at the time for us to not have to do long distance, and we made a goal in 2021 that we didn't want to spend any time apart. We ended up only spending a couple weeks apart.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. But if we didn't go back on the ship, we would have spent 4 months apart. So it was really our only option. But now we have taken a leap of faith and we are not going back, mainly because we don't feel like we were thriving. But we might do a video diving a little bit deeper. That's not what this video is about.
Sometimes in life you have to let go of things, and having faith, like you said, and we said if we let go of this, then maybe immigration will come back to us, maybe that will flow. And 2 days after that, they called us and started getting the ball rolling.
We just trusted that the next step would kind of show up for us. We trusted our gut and said no. It was a big leap of faith, and we both have a lot of things that we'd like to accomplish this year, and we have big dreams and goals, but right now it just seems like a lot is unattainable, and we've been struggling in the last couple weeks ever since my residency got approved with the reality of staying in one place. Although it's a major blessing that we've been given the opportunity to stay in the same place because that's all we've been wanting for the last 3 years of our relationship. However, we have never known that for the last 3 years. So this is an unknown, unnavigated territory for both of us. And I think it's just hit us really hard.
When you've been running and you've been jumping from one place to the other and having to plan forward and being like, oh, for this week we have to go somewhere else and we have to apply for this visa, or we have to go under this rule and this loophole. It's just been a lot. And then suddenly getting the residency application granted, we're like, oh, we can actually stop and think. We can stop and breathe. And 2 years? We can be in the same place for 2 years?
What do we even do with that? We've had this life where we travel because we've been forced to. So we've taken advantage of it, and it's thrilling and annoying at parts. But now we're entering into a whole new chapter of our life. And ultimately, we want to end up with a house this year. Like, full transparency, we're putting it out there. We are looking to buy a house. Our budget is very low. We are looking in the middle of nowhere in Sweden.
Because we want to put down roots. And the first time in our lives we're able to plan, and this big daunting blank sheet of paper is something that we have to just start drawing on, and a house is what we want to draw.
As I'm sure a lot of you know, that buying a house is not all rainbows and butterflies. First of all, you have to find the right house, and then if you do find the right house, you have to hope that you are the ones that get chosen to buy the house. Here we are in a country where I don't necessarily belong yet.
She has residency, but she technically doesn't exist yet. We're waiting for the residency card, and then after we got a residency card, she has to apply for the personal number, which is like the social security number, and it's a whole waiting time and more paperwork. It's just a lot. When you've been fighting towards something and you finally at the end goal, and you get to the goal and you realize, oh, this is not the end.
It's never gonna be enough. Like, that was never gonna be enough for us to just get my residency, even though we're grateful for it and it's all that we wanted, but we're always going to be striving for more. Social media in general, YouTube, Instagram, whatever the platform is obviously a highlight reel. People choose what they want to put out. We choose what we want to put out, and I feel like it's becoming more common for people to talk about it. The struggles of things and the hardship and the behind the scenes and the day-to-day conversations.
The little things.
The little things.
Super grateful that I get to do this with my best friend, partner in crime over here. It makes it a little less daunting, but still.
It's terrifying when you are from one country and I'm from a completely different side of the world, and we have to find a way to coexist and create a life together that is sustainable, and we're making income because we have to live. It's like not so easy.
And it's not just about you and me working out. That we got covered. Us and our relationship.
It's a solid foundation.
And it's everything on top, all the cultural stuff, the bureaucracy, all the planning for the future. Because even if we choose to buy a house in Sweden, we say we buy a house, we find a beautiful place for 2 years, we have to reapply for mortgage.
At that point, we have to figure out what's next, whether that's staying in Sweden. We've talked about going back to the US eventually, but then that's a whole other process. So it's just layer on top of layer on top of layer and hoping that the cake doesn't crumble.
Basically, the contingencies are just growing the more serious you go. You go from 90 days to 2 years, but still, there's contingencies. Still, there's a limit.
But 2 years is a long time, and we are happy that we have that time to figure it out. But yeah, buying a house, it's a lot more of a time commitment. Of course, we can buy the house and we can sell it, but
we want to buy a house, we want to renovate it, we want to show you guys what we're passionate about. It's also just been a big shock coming back to Sweden during this season. And I'm not saying this as a Swede by myself. All the Swedes in Sweden feels this way about winter, regardless if they say it or not. Everyone hates winter.
I am just like, what do I even do with myself? The days feel so heavy in a way that I cannot explain. I've never experienced a darkness like this before. If you would have asked me 5 years ago, I would have been like, yeah, it's fine. I love cloudy weather. I love gray and rain and darkness.
But this is not just rain and cloud. It can go 3 or 4 days without you seeing the sun. You're looking out the window and all you see is cloud and fog, and you're asking yourself, what time is it? Because it could be any time of the day or night right now. We've just started this new routine of waking up at 6 a.m. 6 a.m. may as well be 2 a.m. because it's pitch black outside.
You wouldn't know. It's not like the whole waking up with the sun, going to sleep with the sun, Ayurvedic like practice, which we would love it to be that, but it's not that. It's been a really big adjustment for me because we have never spent a solid amount of time here in the winter, and I'm used to winters being cold with snow. Growing up in Colorado, I am immune to the cold, but the cold and the dark is like a whole other combination. Callie is depressed.
She's not happy right now.
She just doesn't want to leave the couch all day. So either way, we've sidetracked a bit, but we just wanted to come on here and give you a little bit of an update, how we're feeling.
We know there's a lot of people in our situation that have been with us through the process ever since Mexico in 2020 to this point of Morgan being able to be here for a longer time. It's not just all grass is greener on the other side. Once you make it here, you still have to keep putting in the work. You still have to keep doing everything you were doing previously. And it's very frustrating. I never ask myself what's the point, because the point is right there. She's the point. She's the start, the middle, and the end of everything in my life. But will it ever get to a point where I don't have to stress about bureaucracy or paperwork in my life?
We could go so far deep into this. Obviously, there's a lot more to it. We wanted to talk about it and be open about it on our channel because being an international couple is essentially why we started this YouTube channel and why we keep it going. We love the opportunity to put out videos and content to maybe make others in our situation feel a little bit better. And for those of you not in an international relationship, we truly appreciate you tuning in to our videos. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. We are trying to grow our YouTube channel this year. We really put a lot of time into it and we love what we do.
We really do. So to summarize, we're really grateful for everything that's happened so far this year. We're grateful to have an apartment, to have food on our table, to be together, but it's also quite daunting not knowing what lies next, which is basically what this video is about, and that it's okay. But it's also hard because once you hit the next part of your life, people will start asking, what's next?
And it's okay to not have an answer.
Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video. If you have any questions, comment below.
Leave a comment. Bye. You try.
Bye-bye.
She's like, hello, I am thirsty. Why did I say it like that? Sometimes I hate myself on camera.
You're beautiful.
I like this background.
Look at this little baby. Kelly, you're such an angel.
Nope, definitely not.
Sometimes she wants to be loved and other times she doesn't want to be loved.